Hi everyone, it's Dawn Fisher, Morning Glory Needleworks. Welcome to my 62nd FlossTube video. Welcome. As always, I'm going to go over my little blurb. All the links are listed in the comments, description below the video on YouTube. Sometimes it's off to the side. I do have a few links again this time, so it might be some fun stuff you want to look up. Plus, I break my videos into chapters, so I'm going to talk about several different things. And if you look at the chapter section in that same description comments area, you'll see chapters listed, and there's a timestamp next to it. So you just click on the timestamp, it will take you directly to that section of the video. Although I hope you, of course, watch all of the video. So there's also at the end, I said there's going to be some links. There's links to the Morning Glory Needleworks Etsy shop, Morning Glory Needleworks MG Needle or at MG Needleworks, which is Instagram, Stitch of the Month Facebook group, Morning Glory Needleworks Facebook group, also to BioLink, which has the links to everything, and Buy Me a Coffee in case you want to donate a little money to help support me. So it's the 15th of July, and I'm so excited. As always, I have a little bit of stuff to talk about. So let's get going here. As always, first I'm going to do my life update. It'll be real short this time. I've gotten a few more things unpacked. You can see there's more stuff here behind me, but my spare room is still full of boxes. But I'm working on it, you know. Couple boxes a day and I'll get it done. I have some reasons to get some stuff unpacked here I'll tell you about in a second. But best of all, I've been telling you about my condo and some of the things I wanted to get fixed. Well, I finally got my new sink. Oh my God, it's fabulous. It was on sale, but it wasn't cheap, but I decided this is where I'm going to live. I'm not moving, you know, hopefully this is it. So get the sink you want. My other sink was pretty cruddy. It was fiberglass stained. Somebody had set hot pans in it and like melted dents into it. It was horrible. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen pictures of the old sink and the new sink. So I got a big stainless steel double sink, but then I got it with all the goodies because I have like this much counter space. I really like this much, and then a stovetop and a sink, and that's my counter space. I have very little counter space. So the handyman that was working with me, he suggested getting one of the sinks with, you know, the cutting board you can put it and all that to be kind of extra space. So I got one. It came with the faucet, which is wonderful. It's one of the pull down faucets. It came with the metal racks you put in the bottom so stuff doesn't sit on the bottom of the sink. And it has like a little metal pan, a strainer that you can, I usually put my silverware in it so it doesn't fall into the sink. Or you can put vegetables, whatever you want. It's got like a metal rack that rolls up that you can lay stuff on. It's got a cutting board. I mean, it's got all the stuff, but it was on sale. Yay. So still pretty reasonable. And I got a garbage disposal. Hooray. I missed my garbage disposal so much. And I actually cooked a meal last night. Yes, actually, like homemade mashed potatoes and gravy and cube steak. So that's good because I haven't cooked much other than like a jar of spaghetti sauce since I've been here. Anyway, that's the excitement on the house. I said on my Facebook and Instagram, you know, you're getting old when you get excited about a new sink, but you find out what's really important. So anyway, that's it on the condo for now. Like I said, I'm just unpacking and finding stuff. I do have something that I found that I'm going to talk about in a minute. So what I wanted to talk about, I haven't been doing much stitching lately. I've been having, I don't know, I'm just kind of out of it. You ever get that way? You're just kind of can't get back into stitching. I've got some big projects I was working on that I've been showing you, some reproduction samplers and other things. And I kind of backed off on those because I'm still a little overwhelmed. And so I got a couple of projects that are unusual that I'm working, and they're small. So that's what I'm working on. This one I haven't started yet, but I'm really excited about it. It's a stitching journey. It's a pincushion designed by Cecilia Strickland for a shepherd's bush retreat. I think it was around 2018. I was not there. Someone on Facebook was selling this kit, and I love it. It's just got all these little pieces of linen and things that you stitch and then stitch onto this pin cushion. It's got all the stuff. It's got silk threads, some chenille, some linens. It has all the other stuff. It's got a little piece of printed fabric with a stitching girl on it. It's got a couple of buttons. I can't find them, the other packet, or maybe they're all in there. I think it came with some other, this is like the back of the pin cushion and some other fabrics to make the pin cushion, and a bunch of little motifs. And I might find my own motifs. You just need a bunch of little, small little motifs. It's got a silk ribbon flower in the center. I may do something else for that. Anyway, it just kind of spoke to me. So I went ahead and ordered it because it's got a lot of little small stuff. So it's not a big, huge project, and something I can just pick up and work one of these little motifs. The hard part's going to be picking what motifs I want to use. Now, my other project, I saw this on Instagram and I love it so much. And I commented on the woman who posted her stitched piece that I loved it. And it's the Bonaventure Cemetery, which is in Savannah. And Jeffrey and I used to go there a lot. We went on an after hours in the dark tour of the cemetery. It's fabulous. If you like cemeteries, I love cemeteries. Anyway, this just kind of spoke to me. So, but you can't buy it. I cannot find it anywhere. It says Park Hopper Bart. I don't know. It has information about Bonaventure Cemetery in there, and then the chart. But I commented on it that I loved it and I wanted to stitch it, but I couldn't find it. And so she sent me this. So I'm going to stitch it and then return the pattern to her. Because anyway, I don't have much done on it. And I don't remember what kind of fabric this is. I think it's a 32, and I'm using Victorian Motto, some flosses I had. I just went through and kind of picked, comparable colors, but it's a lot of fun. But like I said, this is like a couple evenings work. I'm having a hard time getting back into it again. I think once I get everything, all my stitching stuff out where I can get to it, and I'll start stitching more. And well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm working on now. Just a couple little projects, just because sometimes I just want to stitch. You ever get that? I just want to stitch. And these are like on the couch next to me. I can just pick them up and do a little bit of stitching. So those are my current whips. When I get the other ones out, I'll bring them out and show you. Now, the next thing is, not next week, the week after that, in a few days, less than 2 weeks, I'm going to be going to the Stitch Florida 2024 retreat. Now, this is the first time they've had this retreat, and I'm really excited about it. It's hosted by the Fanciful Flamingo and the Proper Stitcher, and there's like 150 people going, so it's going to be a big retreat. And I'm pretty excited, and it's all new. The thing is, I did not sign up to go to the retreat itself. I'm just going to be a vendor. So I will be there, but I won't be in the stitching room. So at the time when I registered, I hadn't sold my house and I had a lot of stuff going on, so I just signed up as a vendor. So we'll see next time. If they have it again next year, I may sign up to go to the whole retreat. I've kind of learned that it's more fun to be at the whole retreat than just sitting in the shop, the room. There's going to be several other vendors. I don't remember who they are. I was gonna, there's a local shop, Needle Orts. I think they're going to be there. And there's some other vendors that are going to be selling the project bags and some other items like that. So I'm going to be there with my patterns. I'm planning on bringing flower frogs and some of the other stuff, but I only have one table, one 8 foot by 30-inch table. So that I don't have a huge amount of room. Usually I try and get like 2 tables so I can spread out. But we'll make do, and I will have all my patterns there. I've been sharing. A lot of the people going don't know me, so I've been sharing. I shared my FlossTube channel with them on the Facebook page, and I shared my Etsy shop so they could see what I'm going to be bringing. So, and the vending, I'm actually not staying at the same hotel as a retreat. It's in Orlando on International Drive, which is the big drive through Orlando. If you know anything about, if you've ever been to Orlando, there's lots of restaurants and stuff. Anyway, I'm staying at a hotel not too far away, maybe 10 minutes. And the thing is with the with vending, the vendor shop area it's a separate room, and it's only going to be open like from 10 to 2 during the lunchtime hour, and then from I think it's 7 to 9 in the evening after everybody breaks and after dinner and that kind of stuff. This is a 3-day retreat, and then the 3rd day, the afternoon is going to be earlier, like I think we're going to close at 4 or something. So, which is good because then I'm going to pack up and come home. It's about a 2-hour drive, depending on traffic. Orlando's horrible. Kissimmee, all that is horrible to drive through. So I don't know how long it's going to take. But if I can get packed up shortly after that, it won't take me, you know, I'll be home in late evening. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to have a lot of free time. Like I said, I'm only going to be open we're only going to be open a few hours a day. And then the rest of the time I can sit and stitch. I can relax. I'm sure they'll have areas where we can sit and stitch around there. Usually people sit and stitch like in the open areas that they have in, you know, in the front of the hotel, places where people gather and stuff. So I may sit there. I may have enough time to run back to my hotel, take a nap, who knows? But so I'm going to bring a little bit of stitching with me and just kind of relax while I'm gone, while I'm there. And so that's that. So on my next FlossTube on the 1st of August, holy cow, I will be talking about the retreat and letting you know, so if you're interested, they're in attending. This is their first one, so we're hoping that they'll have more, maybe 1 or 2 a year. I don't know. So that's what's coming up for me. So I'm going to be frantically going through boxes for the next 10 days, unpacking and repacking and printing. I print all my own patterns, and that way I never run out. And so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Now, I just wanted to remind everybody, I talked about this last time, but I'm going to be teaching my new class, Spool of Stitches for Stitcher's Hideaway. I haven't finished the end on this yet, but the Spool of Stitches. I'm going to be teaching this for Stitcher's Hideaway in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. There's about 30 different stitches on here. So there's a stitch for every letter of the alphabet. A is Algerian eyelet. B, I'm not sure what it is because I can't see it. C is captive race, all that. So there's a different stitch for every letter of the alphabet all the way down. And then each of these, there's 4 different stitches to work the alphabet itself in. There's rice over 2, Smyrna over 2, mosaic over 2. So, but what you get in the kit, you'll get this handmade, here, handmade, oops, I have this wrapped around it, but handmade spool. There's a variety of them. I have to order them yet. And then you'll get the banding. Now this is pre-finished on the ends. It comes like this. So you don't have to worry about finishing the ends. The end of this, I'm gonna put a ribbon on the end. So when you roll it back up, you can just tie the ribbon around it. So, and there's lots of room for personalization. I put my name on there, the year and date, all that good stuff. It'll come with alphabets. Of course, the big alphabet, it will come with smaller alphabets to stitch the name and the date on it. So all that comes with it. And then you will have a choice of 4 different colorways. This is sulky thread. If you haven't used sulky thread, it's fabulous. So this is one colorway. That one is Hawaiian Tropics. And then this one is, it's called Popular Colors, Most Popular Colors. This one is Favorites Sampler Collection. Really pretty. And most of these are blendables, which is like an overdyed or variegated. And then this is called Garden Party, and it's a little bit brighter colors. So what I did was I stitched up a second sample. I'm telling you, this stitches up really quick. And if you work at it, you might even be able to finish this in the 2-day class, because the stitch is only this much and then the alphabet. So this top section is the favorite colors, it's called. The next section is Hawaiian. The next section is most popular. And the next section is garden, which is a lot brighter and prettier. It's hard to see, but it's really bright and pretty. So I don't know what I would choose if I had to choose. I think I used popular colors. I stitched mine before I decided to have different colorways, because everybody likes, has different tastes, but they're all pretty and they all look good. So anyway, I've got links to the class, to the Stitcher's Hideaway website, and a link directly to the class. And it's at the Public House in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, which is close to Old Sturbridge Village. It's not on Old Sturbridge Village, but it's in a historic building, and that's where the class is going to be, and the meals and everything, and the food is fabulous. And then they have different priced rooms in different buildings. Outside, there's less expensive ones that are off. I mean, they're walkable. It's just up a little hill. And I've stayed there before, and I've stayed in the newer buildings that have elevators and stuff. So it's really nice. So please check it out and sign up. And I would love to meet some of you, have you come take a class from me. So that's that. Let's see, also the World in Stitches will bring most of her shop there. She'll be selling, and they have, she has like everything I buy from her when I'm there. So, because she has stuff I don't see anywhere else. So now, next, as I mentioned before, and I've talked about this every time, when you're unpacking, you find all sorts of cool stuff you forgot you had. So I found this wonderful book. It's in bad shape, but you'll find out why in a minute. So this is Sally's ABC by, I'm not sure how to say his first name, Dugald, Stewart Walker, must be Scottish, I would think. So this book touched my heart because it's written about Sally Jane Tate. And it says on the first page, let me show you this. Also, I actually have an autographed copy. I'm not sure where I got this, but it's an autographed copy. So, and it's in delicate shapes. So there's there's the first page. So it says, sewed in a sampler in 1795 by Sally Jane Tate, interpreted by Dugald Stewart Walker. And this book is also dedicated to Sally's great-granddaughter, Agnes Gill Jordan Dunham. And this book was published in 1929, and it's a first edition. I don't know if they even did a second edition because it's not a, I don't know how popular it was, but I did find a lot of them for sale, several of them for sale, anywhere from $30 up to over $300. And the ones that were $300 were autographed. So I don't know what I paid for this one, but it wasn't much because I don't usually spend a lot of money. So I'm going to show you a few of the pictures. And not only was this written by Walker, it was illustrated by him. He's a very well-known illustrator. And I'm going to give you some more information on him and then some more information on this. So it talks about Sally here. It says, to the gentle observer, Sally Jane Tate sewed in a sampler. D is for diligence and Z is for zeal, 1795. And it talks about Sally a little bit. There isn't much story. It's mostly an ABC book based on her alphabet. I wish there was a picture of her sampler or a chart. So Sally Jane Tate was born in 1782 at number 7 Ship Street, Boston, Massachusetts. She attended Mr. Joseph Wayman's boarding school at Medford. The announcement of this school reads, the missus will be put under the immediate care of Miss Haskell, who, if requested, will instruct them in the use of the darning needle and attend to their behavior. And it talks about the different lessons and things, but it's only about 2 pages of a description. And then I love this. This is the first page of the book itself. And then it's just this. So the first 2 pages, every letter is a 2-page spread. And then it's A is for, and then all these wonderful drawings, which were actually drawn by Mr. Walker. So there's some really, really fabulous, but it's just done in like the 2 colors, the black and this teal. So here's some more. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to show you a little bit more in detail. I have a PowerPoint, of course, because that's what I do. So I'm going to show you that, just a few pictures, talk about it a little bit and tell you a little bit more about Mr. Walker and some other details on the book itself. So hang on, let me get that done, and we'll get going on the PowerPoint. Okay, so here we are, and you can see why his first name's a little difficult to pronounce. I don't know if it's Dugald Stewart Walker, and he was a writer and illustrator. I found some information on him on Wikipedia. Excuse me, I'm going to get a drink. And I'm in the links at the end of the comments. I have a link to Wikipedia, which is where I got this information. If you want to learn some more about him, you can find, like I said, you can find copies of this book. I think I even found it on Amazon for like $30, eBay up to $300, Etsy. And it just depends on what kind of shape it's in. Some are signed, some aren't. So, so this is what I found about Mr. Walker. It says he was born in 1883 and died in 1937. Dugald Stewart Walker was a native of Richmond, Virginia, and started drawing at the University of Virginia and the New York School of Art. So, let's see. In 1914, he generously illustrated His generously illustrated version of fairy tales from Hans Christian Andersen appeared, a title that benefited significantly from Walker's editorial involvement in the project. And over the following decade, many other commissions followed Walker's foreword to fairy tales from Hans Christian Andersen. And it also provides some insight into his approach, inspiration, and intentions through his work. So this is a different book written by him. And I showed this one because you see under his name, the way he has his name written, there's a little circle with a dot in the center. That's how he signed the book I have. It has that little circle with a dot. And when I saw that, I went, did somebody draw this circle around a dot? What is this? But that's actually part of his signature. So that's why you can kind of know it's real. But I love this. This book sounds very interesting. It's called Dreamboats and Other Stories, Portraits and Histories of Fauns, Fairies, Fishes, and Other Pleasant Creatures. I want to get a copy of this. I'm going to have to try and find one. This was written in 1920, and it was written and illustrated by him. So this is a quote from him that was at the beginning of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales book. He says, I have never been anywhere except Richmond, Virginia, and New York, because I have always been told that only grown-up people are allowed to travel. But the good east wind and the kindly moon have taken me on rapturous journeys high above the world to get an enchanted view of things. In this book, I have put some of my discoveries. But if you are looking here for real likenesses of the things that anyone could see if he were grown up, you better close the covers now. You cannot expect me to draw an exact picture of the North Pole or a Chinese lady's feet or of a sea cucumber. But if you were interested in what the east wind or the father stork or the moon told me, then look with my eyes, and you will not mind very much if the courtiers in the ogre's court or the dock leaves in the garden of paradise are not just as a grown-up person thinks they should be. After all is said and done, what the young ones say about it is the all-important matter. I love that so much. So I'm just going to show a few pictures now. This is pictures from this book from the Sally's ABCs. So you can see D is for diligent. The little girl down on the left-hand side is writing on the chalkboard and doing some kind of math. There's a dinner table up above. There's other things on the next one. I don't know what that page, that's, it looks like tea. Those look like Toby mugs. I think that's what that one is. So again, here's a close-up, and look at the detail on the dresses and how she's writing and doing her math. And then that looks like a purse of some kind on the floor. I don't know, but maybe an apple, but I just love it. The detail is amazing. And again, here's a page on the left, and then I did a detail of the child in bed with the quilt. And, I mean, it looks like the child may be sick. There's medicine bottles and that kind of stuff around him, and ice. It's really cool. And then below is maybe this is I, because it's ill and ice. There's a boat on the, see, there's the boat pushing a swan boat on the ice in the winter. So everything is so detailed and beautiful. I'd never heard of him before, but this is very exciting. So I love this. I don't know what book this is from, but little cherub in a shoe with probably Cupid with his bow and arrow. So I found the book on ABE Books. If you've never heard of ABE Books, they sell used books. And I've actually bought books from them before that I was searching for. And they do have a few for sale. Some are reasonably priced. And again, there was one that was over $300 because it was autographed. So here's their description of this book. And it gives a more thorough information about the book. So Sally's ABC, sewed in a sampler in 1795 by Sally Jane Tate, interpreted by Dugald Stewart Walker, Harcourt, Brace and Company, 1929, first edition. That's what I have. Each letter of the alphabet is presented on 2-page spreads of exquisitely elaborate illustrations in the unusual turquoises and sepia combination. The author-illustrator based this delightful book on a sampler he found originally made in 1795 by Sally Tate at Mr. Joseph Wayman's boarding school in Medford, Massachusetts. From the jacket, A is for apple, A is for ale, apple, arbor, and Annie B, and Anne, excuse me. B is for brown bear, black bear, and Bran. And in these drawings, Mr. Walker has reproduced costumes and belongings that were actually used in colonial homes. These are pictures of colonial Toby mugs for ale, dresses which belonged to Sally and her mother, a brand mill dating back to 1750, a set of stamps used by New England whaling captains, a candlestick from the Quaker Meeting House in Nantucket. These examples merely suggest the wealth of detail in the decorations for Sally's ABC. Dugald Walker is preeminent among living illustrators for delicacy and beauty of design. His genius for interpretation has preserved the quaintness of the original sampler and added it to a setting of rare loveliness. These qualities make satisfactory reproduction difficult. The drawings for Sally's ABC have been reproduced by photographic line and screen process, which under the artist's own supervision and manipulation of color has preserved the quality of the original to an unusual and striking degree. So I'm gonna get out of this and I will be right back. Okay, I think I'm back. So here I am. But again, I just wanted to share this. So if you look around, I don't know if this it probably had a paper covering. I don't know. And there's actually another cover also with more detail on it with I'm thinking it looks kind of like a sampler. So there's 2 different covers, but this is the first edition. You can see even the inside here is just wildly decorated. It's an amazing book. So I was hoping that, like I said, I read through the book today before I made this. And so Z is for zeal, zebra, and zany. And then there's yam, yacht, yellow, and y'all. Not like y'all, Southern y'all. And X, I was wondering what they were going to have for X. So no xylophones. So X is for Xenophon and Xerxes the king. So anyway, so I was just so excited to find this again and go through it and read it. And I hope you enjoyed learning about it too. And I hope you'll, look up Dugald there. But that's it for FlossTube number 62. Nice, short. I hope it's short. Sometimes they seem short, but then they're really long. I like to talk, I guess. So again, as always, thank you to everybody who's likes, subscribes, comments. I love reading the comments. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next video is posted. Don't forget to share your photos of your Stitch a Month sampler, or if you're using the stitches you've learned in another project, please share pictures. I love to see pictures. Also, let me know if there's any stitches you'd like to learn. I'm getting ready for next time. We'll have a new stitch of the month, because on every first of the month, we have a new stitch. So, and let me know what other antique sewing items you'd like to hear about. All links are posted on the YouTube page for everything I talked about. I will see you on the 1st of August. I can't believe it. Where is the year going to? So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.